You bold as hell to wake up and drink coffee and ain't got no job. How's that bold?
That's like telling the person they both waking up and drinking water. Like, God, leave, man, can't have no water.
How dare you want to do this shit
Right.
for your
That's
soul?
that's too funny. So,
So,
after a week's hiatus,
ain't no hiatus. I've been doing things,
we back.
just not here.
Yeah, man. That's
Good morning, Sharon.
good morning, Sharon. Back like we never left at 8:30 in the morning.
But we gonna be calling again next weekend.
Yeah, so we gotta figure that part out, man. But good morning.
Good morning.
You doing all right today?
I'm tired.
Yeah. How you feel?
I'm tired.
Okay. All right. Oh man, made it through another week.
Barely.
Barely.
I woke up Friday morning and was like, thank God it's Friday.
To the people that don't want to go to work every day, it's Friday.
I surely don't want to go to work every day.
Get the bag. Get the bag. Man, I wonder why that song is not like readily available. That's probably
You
what.
ask that every time you
Not every
bring up
time I
this
think about
song.
it, man, I'll be like, "Dog, come on."
I'm like, you need to just send him a letter.
I might.
It's probably some legality with
That's what I'm thinking. But it's
the
like you can't
label.
even buy it.
Okay. So like Tank, the artist,
Yeah,
his first two albums, I think,
yeah,
they may have just, and by just I mean like as in the last year,
yeah.
been added to streaming services because there
Really?
was some type of legal situation with the label.
Hmm.
The label owns those masters. She says I'm retired, so every day is Friday to me. You couldn't see, could you?
Nah, I couldn't see that at all. Man,
Um, you was like this.
I'm like, what? At least I didn't like try to squint and see it. In school, I didn't like wearing my glasses
Why?
when I was younger because they was thick and big,
No,
and
I could see that.
yeah.
Cause Black Mom was like, I ain't finna spend all that
What
money.
does the insurance pay
I
for?
was like, I ain't finna spend all that extra money to get you the thinner ones.
Like, cause you know how much money
Cause you gonna break them.
you know how much man, and I broke them. I
Of
used to
course.
break my glasses like crazy.
Of course.
Cause you know how thick my glasses are, and I'll be having to buy the thin lens, and it's still thick.
hmm
But I'm not ashamed of it anymore. For when I worked in the lab, cause I seen somebody glasses thick. I mean thick.
BK. Good morning, Miss Tillman.
Good morning.
But no, it was some type of issue.
Congratulations too, Sharon. I don't know how long you've been retired, but congratulations, man. I think that's a big feat.
Yeah,
How long did you work? What was you saying?
I forgot.
I really don't know where you was going.
Oh, Tank.
Yeah.
So it was some type of legal situation, and that's why his music was not available on streaming.
Hmm.
Had nothing to do with him not wanting it on streaming. It's just the
The
label.
label. That's interesting. But that's a solid song for Friday. I mean, it was on the next Friday soundtrack, which makes sense.
Oh, that song is that old?
33 years. Well, congratulations, man. I
Uh,
was 3, wasn't I,
When
when she
she,
started working?
well, it depends on when she retired.
Oh, yeah, that does make sense. Yep. Well, well, I'm 36, and she worked 33 years, so yeah,
It's more than I've worked
yeah, definitely way longer than I worked.
anywhere besides being myself.
Yep, I worked at Life. Oh, yeah, man, that's where this song came from. It was next Friday on that soundtrack. Dope song, though. But you get
I
it's
can't
not
tell you
available.
anything on
But
that
it's
soundtrack.
crazy because that's how Death Row was. Like all their music until Snoop bought it.
It's
Suge
always
was
somebody
being
that doesn't understand or doesn't care, or it's just like I'm not gonna go through the parameters to get us added on there. I'm pulling up this soundtrack. Okay, so the song is called Low Income.
yeah.
So the only songs that I know for certain, I know this no low income song because of you.
yeah.
I do not remember it in the movie. But Aaliyah's I Don't Wanna. And then You Can Do It. Put your back into it.
You can do it, put your back into it.
Them are the only two songs that I know
Really?
on this next
Oh.
Friday soundtrack. What was on the Friday soundtrack? Good
Uh
morning, Irene.
good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What if Lily started singing like that? Good morning.
Okay, I don't know what she was singing last night, but it was funny. What
Yeah,
song was she trying to
I
sing?
do. It was my girl Lauren Hill, and she was singing the Fugees,
Uh-huh.
and she was singing one of Lauren Hill songs, and it was just one of their parts, and I was like, "Oh, this is too funny,
She was
man."
trying to sing Keep Sweat too.
Was she?
Uh-huh.
um,
When she catches a word repeating
right. She'll
or a
try to sing it.
sound repeating, she
Yeah,
just keeps trying to sing that part. Cause she like, I know this one is
I
not gonna
know this one. They
change.
ain't gonna change this one. I think it's cute, man, to see her like progressively trying to say things and do things.
Mhm.
And then her brother, like that was funny
What?
when they like she be like, "No, move," and he be
Get
like,
off
"Nah,
me, baby.
nah, here I come." That's too funny to me. I never sent you what I had for the break today.
Nope. Just go ahead and get started.
No, I want to send it to you because you might have
Okay.
something to add,
I won't.
man. So let's talk about it. The plague plagued our house.
Man. Tommy got everybody sick.
I done brought the plague back home. Um, yeah, man, that was I felt real bad. Um, like Wednesday evening, and then Thursday, it was even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Friday was a bad day. I had all these bad days, man. Um, but yeah, the only positive that I can say is I lost 10 pounds.
Mm,
Yep.
that's interesting.
What's more interesting is I lost 10 pounds, and I had been going to the gym consecutively for 15 to 16 weeks, and lost weight when I stopped.
And that's why when people be like, you could just work out, I'd be like, that doesn't always give you the result that you think you're going to
Man,
get.
I mean, like it's still,
Working out does not give you you just said it did not give you the 10-pound deficit
yeah. Nah,
that you
what I was gonna say is it helps keep your body moving because that's what you got to do, right?
oh, I'm not saying you can't go to the gym. I'm saying that people who's like you should have lost weight by now, just keep going to the gym.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Right, right. Thank you, Sharon. I'm glad I feel better too, cause man, it was rough.
Yeah, he got all of us. It was like he went down first, Quad was next, and then me and Lily were almost like within minutes of each other.
He was like waiting on it, like it's coming. I know it's coming. Here it comes. Here it comes.
Once Quad got sick, I was like, it's me. Me and one of my friends were texting, and she just knew Lily wasn't gonna get sick.
Who was that?
Nisha.
Uh,
Because she was like, it's always one person in the house who doesn't get sick.
nah, Lily got sick the worst out of everybody. I think.
Lily got sick the worst because Lily has stomach issues in general.
Lily just Lily's she's hard headed.
Well, her stomach was hurting.
Yeah,
And because her stomach was hurting, she didn't want to take medicine.
yeah. She's like, nah, I don't want any.
And that was the issue,
Yeah, but
which is the issue every time her stomach gets upset.
yeah,
She didn't want to take medicine.
yeah. That's interesting though, man. But yeah, it just everybody's fine now. You know, we're still a little congested.
I sound like this.
Yeah. Now you sound like Glorilla. The other day you didn't.
The other day it hurt to talk
Yeah. And you feel better? A little bit better?
a little bit.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, man, I was just like, man, this is tough. Didn't feel like eating. Like
I still don't.
that was a thing for me. I was like, I didn't eat yesterday. I was like, nah, I'm straight. I'm good. Like that was so crazy, man. I thought I knew something was wrong with me then. Like I would get some food and be like, I can't finish this,
Hmm.
you know. But yeah, we're all good now. Glad you guys continue to rock with us. So
It says, I'm glad you all are doing better.
yeah,
You can't see.
I can't see that at all.
Oh my
I
God.
don't know why though. Mm,
You might need to ask for a stronger prescription at your next eye appointment.
no, I don't.
Is
No, I don't. Um. So
it a glare?
yeah,
You just saying that?
no, it is like it's. I'm seeing the light bounce
Oh,
off of
okay.
that, and I'm seeing that, and so that's what makes it
Oh, you don't have
small.
this light
Yeah. Where you want to start at? Joe Biden failed at a graduation. I was like, when I saw it, because I saw the video first, I was like,
on.
this dude is old, man. Because it's like I have a gauge, right? It's a certain age where you can't fall around me and I don't laugh, right? It's real little babies. Like if
Hmm.
quad fail, I'm like, oh, you know, or
You can't say the verbal "oh" though,
what?
because it stuns the kids, and they're like,
Yeah, yeah,
"Eh."
right. But that's what you be wanting. I be wanting them to cry when they fall
Yeah.
because it's like, okay, you're okay, you're breathing still. We can deal with that. Um, but and then when you're really old, like
Hmm.
I don't want you to fall because it's like, you know, is are they okay? And he's fell a couple times. Didn't he fall off a bike or something?
Hmm.
And I'm just like, why don't we have younger people running for like viable candidates running for president? Like I don't care what side you're on. Why like
I don't know. You think about it.
what happened to Hillary?
Getting into Hillary's old too. You think about getting into politics and the opposition that's created for young people. Look at AOC.
Cotton candy sweet
Where'd you get that from? What I said?
ASC. What is that?
Man, that's not what they saying. That's all.
What they say?
I don't know, but that ain't what they
That ain't
saying.
what
That's
they
all.
say. Yeah, she our age, man, but they don't like her for some reason.
Because she's our age.
Yeah. You know the average like age for Senate at one point was like 70s and 80s.
It still is.
That's crazy to me.
Like she was able to trend it down a lot,
Yeah.
but still she's an anomaly
Hmm.
being in her 30s. I don't know why.
And people in their 20s say that's old.
I don't know anybody in their 20s that calls 30-year-olds old.
I mean, when I was 20, the people that would come to school, like college, and be our age now, they were old in my book.
Untraditional students, yeah, of course you're gonna think of them as older.
Who's this old man in this class with me? He 32.
I did have a little old lady in a class with
Did
me.
you?
She was probably in her 80s.
Yeah.
She had gone to college when she was younger. And she was just like, I'm gonna finish with my granddaughter.
Yeah. Oh,
And that
that's
was her
cool.
goal.
That's cool. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning. I don't know if she actually did finish with
Yeah.
her granddaughter
Mm.
because I got out and didn't care to look back to see.
I got out.
I didn't even
I,
think about them until this very moment.
yeah.
And I wouldn't know their names to be like,
Would you know
hey,
her if you saw her?
nope.
You walk right by her.
Little old white lady, white hair.
Mm.
That's all I got.
Yeah. She ain't have a distinctive scar or anything.
I didn't talk to her.
Mm. Yeah. I get that.
She was in like a big lecture with me.
Yeah. You know what I hate about school?
What?
Group projects. I love them and I hate them at the same time because it was always somebody that was too busy to do their part. And it's like, I'm finna do this. And if you're too busy to do it, what do we do? You know, because snitches get stitches.
You hope that it's a peer review
Yeah.
and you can grade them on their portion of it.
Have
Like
you ever
that you
graded
just,
somebody like with a like
yes,
poorly?
yes.
Yeah.
Didn't feel bad about it. Because I remember one project in particular um, that I, along with two other group members, had to stay up till like 2 o'clock in the morning the night before it's due
Hmm.
to piece together the missing components of the project because the person who said they could do the most of it
Hmm.
didn't do any of it.
That's the thing I'm not gonna sign up for.
The most?
Yeah. Now put me on this part right here. One time I was in a group with my homeboy's girlfriend one time, man. I was like, this is gonna be interesting.
Your homeboy and who?
His girlfriend
Oh.
or the chick he was talking to. And I was like we was tight. So she helped me out a lot, like with the work. It's like, hey, do this, do. We'll be at the crib just, all right. I can do that. I can do that too. Yeah, I can do that. And that's how I passed the class.
Okay.
Um, yeah, Joe Biden failed, man. He's old.
Oh, that's where we were.
Yeah, that's where we were. But talking about another old person, I'm trying to find an article about this. Al Pacino is 83 years old. Scarface.
Hmm.
People didn't know. And his 29-year-old girlfriend is pregnant. I seen this. I seen it a couple weeks ago.
I texted to you and said, "Why would you even want to do this?"
You wouldn't. That baby has no chance of spending like a full life with their dad.
I don't understand why.
He that's I don't like just imagine, man. He had to like this is his girlfriend, so I'm pretty sure they had sex,
Hmm.
maybe. But just the thought of she finna have sex with this 83-year-old dude. On one hand, that's impressive. On the other hand, that is completely disgusting.
I just, I don't know.
I didn't know there was health risk
It's
for.
old sperm.
I didn't know. I didn't know there was like it's it's a old
Would you have
person
thought
with
that there
new
was
sperm.
health risk in an older woman having a baby?
Ask that question one more time.
Would you think that there are health risks with an older woman having a
Yeah,
baby?
because y'all eggs aren't new.
And
Like
so
you're
you,
born with all the eggs you're gonna
so
get.
you think that his sperm traveling through his old body,
But it's new sperm.
his old body had to generate it.
It generated it.
The old egg would generate too.
We ain't talking about old eggs though.
I am though.
You got me there, buddy. You got me there. I just answered your question.
Oh, okay.
I just said no. I don't expect because the eggs that you're born with are the eggs that you have, according to you.
Correct.
But the sperm you're born with isn't the sperm that you have at 82.
But the same vessels that created.
Right. The machinery is old, but the product is new.
Okay.
All I'm saying is I didn't know that there were health risks with older sperm.
There's health risks once you get beyond a certain age, period. No matter if it's the man or the woman. Um,
I'm curious to know what the risks are.
which is crazy wild when you think about it, because I'm advanced maternal age
Yeah.
at 36, and I have been since 35. I don't think they officially, I think they put it in my file at 34 because they knew that I was going to turn 35 being pregnant.
Yeah. And he had all completely older kids, man.
Because he 83.
Like I'm saying, he got a daughter that's 33 and 22-year-old twins. And then you finna have this. Robert De Niro, I ain't know this, but Robert De Niro welcomed his seventh child at 79.
My God.
Man, I'm just curious to know if this was a like hey, she wanna have a baby type thing, or like I have a lot of questions about
She
this. This is
definitely wanted to have a baby in her 20s, messing with an 80-year-old man that
yeah.
has money.
Yeah, I mean like that makes sense though, right? Yeah.
Like, I want to be a
But
mom
why are you with this 83-year-old man?
because he got money.
That's like,
And he never called her a gold digger.
but it looks that way.
Oh, I'm not saying that's not what she isn't or is. I'm saying, but
Mm,
he probably would never call her one. He'd be like, she loves me.
he probably like, she's young. That's all I needed was a young one. I wonder how coherent he is, you know,
Why you think he not coherent because he in his 80s? He's still out here having sex.
which is a feat in itself. Like, just imagine, man, you know, this old man, Scarface.
I used to think that I would have kids, if I didn't have all the kids that I wanted and I was in my 40s, that I would still attempt to have kids.
Yeah,
And after carrying a baby at 35, I determined that was a lie.
yeah. I don't know how it feels to
I
carry a
don't want that
baby,
life.
but I definitely, if you got pregnant again, I would want somebody to come help me with the kids because you just like, all right, y'all, bye. You know, so I was like, if I don't have to deal, like I want another child, but because three is a good number for me. But if you got pregnant again, I would like be like one of our moms has to come. Somebody has to come and help me with these kids because I need it. You'll be straight for like 2 months, and then you're like, nah, need some help.
Pregnancy is not fun.
Nah,
I do not enjoy.
me neither. Me neither. But that's crazy.
I just, again, don't understand why you would want to have kids that old, let alone having kids that old.
I think
You
he
got grandkids.
maybe. I know Robert De Niro does.
You pawpaw age if you in your 80s.
Man, he about almost out of here, man. This was the thing I was talking about though. I don't want to be like 40 with a baby on my hip and this
You
man
close?
doubled that.
You're close.
Man, this like Quad's gonna be walking. and talking by the time I hit 40.
Well, he already trying to talk.
You know, he says, Dad. He said, he was sitting over here and he said, Dad. And I'm like, I answered, like, that's what he wanted.
It probably was what he wanted.
It wasn't. He was looking the other way, man.
No.
What else we got? I don't know, man. I'm just curious to know how this baby comes out. Like, if the baby's okay and stuff like
The
that.
baby will likely be okay
Um,
because it's a viable pregnancy,
yeah.
unless she announced it like 3 weeks.
Nah, I don't know how many months she is. I think it said 8. But yeah. That's interesting though. 83 and 29. Doesn't sound like a lot of fun for him. Um, all right, so big one. Jackie O.
Mhm.
She died. DC Young Fly's baby mama.
Mhm.
She died getting a mommy makeover.
Mhm.
So RIP to her.
Mhm.
And I was talking to you about it, and you were saying that it's it's affecting you in a way that you didn't see it affecting you. Like it's bothering you.
Yeah. Um. So I discovered her because of him, right?
Right.
After they had their first child, I found out she had a YouTube channel. I wasn't a regular watcher or anything, but I did watch her. Um, like one thing that sticks out in my mind was when she was pregnant with this last baby, who is right there with Quad. I know he's under one.
Yeah.
Um, I remember looking at like the gender reveal photo shoot video and her going to another friend's baby shower, like in California or something, because there was like a group of them that were pregnant at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was like because actually like saw her personality, I was able to like separate her from just being a I don't know if I feel like I call DC Young Fly a celebrity, but we're gonna call him that one for all
Yeah.
purposes right now.
They got a Netflix special coming too.
I saw that. Or I heard about that
Yeah.
through another podcast. um I don't just associate her as like the baby mama or girlfriend of
Yeah.
a celebrity. Like she had her own
Yeah.
personality and thing going on, right? And watching her with her kids and all that stuff, it's like you f- you feel a way because you're like, why did you? I don't want to say she picked the wrong surgeon because I don't know what happened. Like we don't know if it was a malpractice issue,
Yeah.
if it was a her body gave out issue, because kids do things to your body. And at less than 1 year postpartum,
Yeah.
I personally, from the research that I have done, do not believe that you should be having a major surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially not a major elective surgery. I'm not even a person who's against like surgery,
Mm-hmm.
but like it's kind of like why they tell you don't have back to back kids because your body can't recover.
Yeah.
Having a kid and then having a surgery, your body is having a hard time bouncing back from it.
Yeah.
And until there's an official cause of death, everything, of course, is speculation. But it's really, really sad that now he's going to raise these 3 kids alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he's going to have family around and things like that. But that's still alone because he was doing this as a duo.
Yeah.
And now he's
Yeah. Life
solo
changes.
parenting.
Life
And
changes
it changes fast.
fast and drastically.
Hmm.
You know. Um, I'm very confident he's gonna do a great job of raising these kids.
He seems like a great dad with all of the behind the scenes things that I have
Yeah,
seen with them.
yeah,
But again, you don't intend to do it alone. Because even if you broke up,
yeah. They're
you're
still
not
there.
doing it
Yeah.
alone.
Um, but my gripe about the whole thing is not the idea that she was like, I needed to do something to my body or anything. I hate that she died,
Hmm.
because nobody wants anybody to die. At least I don't want people to die.
Correct.
But we know that people are going
Hmm.
to. But the big thing is just make it just, or the thing that bothered me, and we talked about this the other day, was when you look at the comments, right?
Hmm.
And people be like, just go to the gym. You didn't have to do this and you didn't have to do that. It for a woman, and I understand that about people. We have this idea of ourselves and how we want to get there. No matter the journey, it's the end result is what we're looking for. And that being available, like I don't know how she died, right?
Correct.
All I know is that she was going to get a mommy makeover,
Hmm.
which
Posted pictures with the surgeon and everything. The
yes,
surgeon quickly snatched those
oh
down.
he did, because I mean, like it's a bad look for him, you know. So my first reaction to it is all those kids, not she should have went to the gym.
Correct.
I was like, she was an active person.
Hmm.
Anyway, that's what made me realize me going to the gym only helped me be active. All the other stuff is what helps you lose weight. And I'm not a trained person on the other stuff.
Hmm. And I don't even think that um what she, because a mommy makeover isn't technically like a weight loss surgery.
Right.
It's a body sculpting.
Right. Exactly.
I'm making my breast back perky. I'm put some fat from my stomach into my butt.
Yeah.
It's not to say that like your weight don't have to change on the scale.
Exactly.
You're just redistributing where it is
Yeah.
to make the shape that you want. So that's why I also think like the gym thing is like,
Yeah,
nah.
but it's a matter of if
I feel like people um Black Lives Matter or All Lives Matter the gym conversation.
yeah.
Like you say you're gonna get surgery, they're like, go to the gym, and you're like, hey, okay, I've been in the gym.
But the big
That
timers
doesn't
say get
change,
it how you live.
but
So
that doesn't change what I'm going through
right.
to get to the end result, right?
Right.
Because all day you could say, and like let's just take it to like breast implants, right?
Yeah.
Because that's something I can't get in the gym.
Mhm.
What's your rebuttal for that?
I don't I
If
mean,
that was what her mommy makeover
yeah.
was that she just wanted breast implants or even a breast reduction.
I don't know what you like. It's
You can't gym
no, you
that.
you you can't, and it's like, man, it's sad to see that that's the answer for a lot because people are looking at it like this was a useless thing because they're looking at her
Hmm.
because she's a beautiful woman,
Hmm.
and from what we saw, she didn't need a mommy makeover. But what people are failing to realize is that it's not about what we see; it's about how she feels, and that's
Hmm.
what you was explaining to me yesterday, and it makes sense.
Good morning, D Brown.
Good morning. And and it makes sense that hey, it's not about what you see, it's about how I feel. And if I feel like that's what I want to do, it's my prerogative.
Yeah. The conversation that Tommy and I got into was more so I kind of took it to Lizzo. There are so
And
many
before you
people.
preface this, I have to say I was trying to have a comeback, but I didn't have one.
I know.
And you just kept beating me on the head with
I
it.
have to.
Yeah,
Cause
dog.
sometimes it's just like there is no
Mm,
comeback for. I saw that fall out your mouth.
did you? Mm,
um, like people say. Lizzo needs to work out. And I'm like, how do you know she doesn't work out?
Man, we know she works out, but it's probably not the workouts that we're doing, but she's active.
How do you know she's not doing the workouts that you
Well, I
do?
don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like people come up in their mind because Lizzo can't be as active as Serena Williams. Actually, that's a perfect person to use. If we want to use being active and working out, Serena Williams is arguably the greatest athlete of
Mm-hmm.
all time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Serena is thick.
yeah. Solid.
We would never look at Serena and be, and people do, but we would never look at Serena and be like, as active as she is, she should have lost 10 more pounds.
People do that.
Yes. There
Nah,
are people that's like, she should be smaller than this. She needs to lose some weight.
she look like if she leg dropped you, that thing could hurt.
It would. I believe it. But it's in people's minds what they think your goal should be and where you should be. And that ain't what you're
Well,
trying to
that
do.
that that still goes back to a standard of beauty. I don't think we. I think we have to remove that thing called a standard of
Hmm.
beauty and just call it beauty because we all come in different shapes, different sizes, different colors and stuff like that, but it's we're all beautiful people.
Hmm.
Now it is some ugly ducklings, but
I'm not
hey,
going to say
ain't
that.
ain't nothing you can do about that. But um like you look at, like a lot of times you look at the couples.
I'm
What's
sorry.
outside?
I don't know. I'm about to look at the camera.
Um, you'll look at the couples and be like, why is she with him? You know, kind of like how we did Al Pacino earlier. But it's
Oh, that ain't got nothing to do with the standard of beauty.
but it's like you have to remove that standard, right?
Hmm.
To figure out to be like, okay, this is beautiful. And that's where all the comments come from. That's where all the oh she should have did this or oh she should have did that stuff comes from. And it's frustrating because it's like, but what's beautiful to you may not be beautiful to me.
Right. And the thing is that we have to stop trying to put what we want to be beautiful on somebody else.
Yeah.
Because I've never once looked at Lizzo and been like, she needs to change X, Y, and Z. When I first, because I'm be honest, I don't listen to Lizzo's music, right? And it's because I'm still stuck in the 90s R&B time for it. That's me. It's a personal thing. I don't be knowing who the new people are.
We had a '90s party last night.
Right. I don't be knowing who the new people are. But when I first discovered Lizzo, I was like, man, she is on stage playing her instrument
Yeah.
and twerking. Look
Yeah.
at her. Look at her.
Yeah.
And that was like the fascination of it for me. I think I might know one, maybe two songs, like her biggest songs.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's crazy. And then you have people. The person that pissed me off the most talking about Lizzo was Aries Spears. Cause has he looked at himself?
Right. Right.
You're talking about her, and you look like you might catch a heart attack running up the steps fast.
See that and that's the thing. It's like when it comes to her, I don't have an issue with Lizzo. I just have an issue with what is promoted with her. And then not her per se, but the things that we as non-fans or me as non-fan see and hear. Like it's always got to do with her weight,
We hear all the
food.
gripes of other people, not anything. You probably cannot mention a post that Lizzo made
Right.
and be like, I don't like her messaging here.
Yeah.
It's always because somebody else had an issue
Mm-hmm.
and you heard about their issue
Yeah.
and that got brought in as her messaging.
Right. Right. Right.
And it's like, she ain't say that. What does that have to do with
Yeah.
anything?
Well, it's just like, man, she's more so of be fat and happy if you want to, but just be happy.
Hmm.
And I can appreciate that.
And people are bothered saying, there's no way that a doctor could say that she's perfectly healthy. I'm like, but they could
Yeah, she can
because she
be.
can be.
She can be. Like, there's no way that she's like, she would have to prove to me that she does not do anything and still able to do everything that she's doing.
Her stage presence alone tells me she doing way more than me
Right. And
as
it's
far as cardio is
like
concerned.
the thing that I've learned is you can be active. Weight doesn't have to go anywhere,
Hmm.
but you have to be active. Or you're gonna lose it.
Right.
You know.
Deshauna said, I think the same people who criticize Lizzo for not doing enough are the same ones criticizing those who choose to have surgery. Meanwhile, the critics aren't doing anything themselves. I completely
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. Like, I'm pro do you.
Oh yeah.
Like, do you whatever makes you happy.
As long as your you doesn't affect me or anything around me, I don't have an issue with it.
Right. Do you for whatever your greater good is. Because the person you have to make happy is you.
Right.
Right?
Right. You have to be, because it's one thing about it, it's yours,
Hmm.
right? It's nobody else's. It's yours. Shaq said, um, what was I just saw yesterday? He was talking about the five stresses or something like that. He was like, what will my mom say? What will my kids think? Will it mess up my money? And what will my boys say or something like that? And he was like, I got a free one. And he was like, that's all that matters to him. You have to figure out what matters to you.
He
And
got the free one because he ain't got the wife no more.
yeah,
Because he
because that was
forgot.
her spot.
Because he forgot what she thought when he was out here doing what he was doing.
but it's like, man, as long as what you're doing is not affecting other people, it shouldn't be an issue. And we, as a body of people, and the way the world is, we have comments about it, but shoot, ultimately, man, it's what you think.
Hmm.
you know how you feel about it. Do you like it? Do you love it? Can you live with it? And then you got to move on with the consequences.
Good morning, Mona.
Good morning. So, just the whole thing with Jackie O, and I think her name is like like a really really good name. I like it. Um, just the whole thing. It's a tragedy that it happened. We see it. We seeing it as a, because when I you know like really saw that she died, I was like, yeah, she didn't really need that from my perspective. But I respect the idea that that's what she wanted. So
I'm still trying to figure out how these like surgery, which I don't listen to Tasha K often, but I did listen to Tasha K last night.
mhm,
And she had the lady who runs like this surgery Instagram page
yeah,
who basically was outing the practices of a lot of plastic surgeons.
yeah,
Miami or the state of Florida has put a cap on the number of like BBLs a
yeah,
surgeon can do in a day. They've capped it to like 3. And there's this one surgeon that she was talking about in particular who was bringing in other people who had gone to medical school, MDs for, I don't want to say lack of better words because they are medical doctors,
yeah.
but some of them are DDSs like dentist and all
I
this
was gonna
stuff.
say, what is a DDS?
But they're bringing in other doctors who have not had like a cosmetic surgery
They just know how to do
focus.
surgery.
No, just I went to medical school
Uh,
and bringing them in to teach them to perform BBLs
yeah,
because they can do more in a day.
yeah.
Like that's how they get around the cap.
Hmm.
Jackie O passed away on the 31st. Still not really sure what happened, Mona. It was some type of complication, we're assuming, from a mommy makeover. Because it's
Mhm.
the last post anybody saw was about her going to Miami for a mommy makeover.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it was just like interesting, like these surgeons changing their names and they're trying to build up their singular practices. So they're doing work under other doctors' malpractice insurance.
Yeah.
It's like, and you know what's really interesting is I always hear about people saying they go to Miami and they see all these women like being pushed around in wheelchairs after they've had their surgeries trying to fly
Mhm.
back home.
Yeah.
I'm like, we didn't see any of that when we went to Miami.
We didn't.
And we flew in and out of both airports, like
Right.
Fort
Right.
Lauderdale and
But I
Miami.
wasn't even thinking about that.
But you would have seen it though,
Yeah.
even if you weren't thinking about it. Like we didn't see any of that. And we were like I said, we were in both airports
Mhm.
and didn't see it at all. Maybe we went there on a high surgery intake day or they went flying back to Atlanta. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it does. It makes me really sad because she has three babies, and then like identifying as her youngest is near the same age as my baby. Like that baby only has videos to look back on of mom. No, like actual, like they're not gonna have memories
Yeah.
of their mom. I think his name is Prince.
I don't know.
I think that's his name. I know the oldest girl's name is Nova, but I don't know the middle child's name.
Yeah.
And I think the baby is Prince. But yeah, just makes me really sad.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. It's tough.
I've noticed that deaths have really been like impacting me more.
Yeah.
Like when DMX died, I was sad for like 2 weeks.
Were you?
Like he was my uncle or something.
Yeah. um. Not me so much.
Yeah, the Grinch stole your heart.
What?
I be saying stuff, you be like, "Yep, okay."
Yeah. I
And I
don't
be
know.
like, "I am really sad
I
about
don't
this."
like when you told me that the other day. I was like, "Why?
Exactly, the Grinch
Like,
stole your heart.
why? What happened? Why are you so impacted by it?" Yeah, man.
I'm
I
becoming a little empath.
Yeah, you are. Well, the reunions this next weekend. That should be
Mhm,
fun. Can't wait to see my folks.
mhm.
And
We're the host family for
yeah,
Tommy's family reunion. So,
next week we might go live Thursday night.
well, we might
We
be able
talked
to
about it,
do,
but
we might be able to actually do the coffee break. It just won't be an hour.
yeah, yeah, because we gotta take pictures at what 9:30, something like that. So I don't know yet. We trying to figure that one out. But yeah, my Celtics lost. I gotta bring that up.
Okay.
I was I was sad. We took that L. We took it to the chin. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I like it's like I don't even want to watch the NBA finals right now.
I mean, the two teams that are in it, I'm like, yeah.
Like it's exciting to see like like both of the star players, right? Nikola Jokic and Jimmy Butler, both of them are great in their aspect, but it's like they're not the flashy stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that they're like basketball, their style of basketball isn't exciting to see, but it's like, you know, Jimmy Butler is not out here dunking on everybody, but he's scoring and he's playing
What
basketball.
you
And
say? They gave it a great run, Tommy.
man, I stopped watching after game 3. Like I had to start keeping up with the score on
He was
ESPN.
also sick and shut in. Don't let him make
No,
you think that.
I consciously didn't watch the
Mm.
games,
Hmm.
and they stormed back to a 3-0 lead. I was like, I mean, a 3-0 series, and I was like, we got a chance. And then I saw that first quarter score. Then I saw the halftime score. Then I saw the third quarter score. We was down by 20. I was like, yeah, that's it. Ain't no coming back from that, man. It was so tough, man. Cause we go to the championship, we win the championship. There's no way the Nuggets beat us. But you can't count
I
out
don't
the
even know
Heat.
who won game one.
The Nuggets did. But you can't count out the Heat though. Because it's like playoff Jimmy. As Steve say, Jimmy playoffs. But shout out to them. Shout out to the Heat. I hope they win because they
Mm.
beat us. And then it's more amazing that they were the eighth seed, and we was they playing the Nuggets, who's the number one seed. So, um, amazing feat in this playoff run.
Yeah, I was hoping for a Celtics Lakers finals.
Oh man, I was hoping for a Celtics Lakers finals, man. Couldn't get it done. God, but like for me, that's exciting. You know,
My team just apparently want
they
to have
finna
shootouts
they finna do
in the
like
car.
after the finals, they're gonna
I
announce
saw
what they're gonna do. This dude, somebody get him some help, get
somebody
him
was
some
like
new
he need to get him
friends.
out of Memphis. The news anchor in Memphis was like, "Don't blame that on us."
I just think it's the people that's around him, man.
But I don't think it's Memphis that
No, I
did
don't
that to
think it's
him.
Memphis. I just think it's the people around him, man. Like get those people from around him. Like the dude whose live it was, he didn't know that he was gonna pull out a gun.
Why didn't he take the live down?
Somebody recorded it.
Oh, they screen recorded it while
Yeah,
he was.
yeah, because it's down. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um,
No, I thought he like did it and then just left it up, and that's how people found out
nah, I
about it.
think somebody like they're always recording stuff. If you know that he's around this big dummy, then like because like for me, no phone. Like I get caught like that one time. I lose. I think they said he lost 630 something $1 million. Yeah, for the game for the 8 games that he sat out, and all the money that he didn't get for it. It was 600. It calculated up to 600 something million. And I'm like, oh, remove all phones. You can't have a phone around me. You get a pager
So
if you need
what
to call
should have
somebody.
clicked was I should stop doing dumb stuff.
What I need a gun for? And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to the police and be like, "Hey, what y'all got for gun safety, um, gun
Shelby
control?
County,
Let's
Memphis
get it.
police will have me out here doing talks with the kids.
Let's get it." Cause by George, I am not losing this money.
Happy Saturday, y'all. Hopping in to say hey. This awesome Saturday morning chat and listen a bit before dashing off. Good morning, Paula. Thanks for
Man,
joining
I
us.
appreciate you joining us, man.
Yeah, I would say 600 million sounded high. I think it was 6 million. His contract is like 230 million.
Ah, man, it's just something, man.
It's-
Yeah, that might be
Yeah.
600,000 because I didn't mean. I'm sorry, 600,000.
Huh.
And because I was like, I know it's close to a million, but that's how much money he lost in the game in the suspension. Now he finna be like he probably finna sit out like this next season, and then they ain't gonna have no squad.
Which is not good.
Nah,
It's like we get a star in
and
Memphis.
they got a star in James. I think it's Jackson.
Well, I'm saying we get a star in Memphis because Zebo
Yep,
went to the streets.
he was in the streets before
I
he.
know, but I'm saying like you need to be out the streets.
Yeah, you can't have one foot in, one foot out.
No.
Yeah, man.
Right. I'm not trying to lose $600. 60
I'm
even.
not trying to lose $6.
Remember that time I found $30 blowing in the wind outside the apartment?
No.
It was when
You
the
just found $30 just flying to you.
man, so get off work, I believe, because it was early in the day. It was like one of those days I went in super early and got off at like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Came to the house and I had a list of things that I needed to do that still needed me to be outside. But I was like, I gotta go count my money, make
Hmm.
sure I got enough money to do everything. So I was like, I'm going to the house, get something to eat, figure that all out, and go. I opened the car door, $10 floats past.
Yeah.
I grabbed the 10. There's a $5 bill over here. Grab the $5
Who
bill.
giving me money
And
like
then
that?
there's just some random ones floating. By the time I picked up everything,
Yeah.
it was like I had like $34.
Yeah.
I was like, somebody like wallet must have flew open or something.
Yeah.
But shout out to you. I'm about to go get an emissions test.
Yeah. Man, did I ever tell you about the time I was at UT and I didn't bring my lunch? And the funny, I was a character at school.
Was.
So yeah, at school. So I used to have brown paper bags.
Mm-hmm.
So I would take my lunch there because I'm brown bagging it today, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't bring my lunch that day, and I'm walking with my homeboy Shelby. You might know Shelby. I'm walking with him, and we was just talking. $20 on the ground, pick it up. We get to the UC. All right, I got my lunch. Shelby's like, man, I don't got no money. Woo, woo, woo." And he had told me this like as we was walking to the UC. So I bought my lunch. He was like, here you go. He's like, for real? I was like, yeah, you ain't got nothing to eat, man. So here. And I always remember that just because I didn't have anything to eat. And the idea that I didn't even think about, like, nah, I'm gonna keep this for myself. As soon as he said he didn't have anything to eat, I made sure I was able to get what I wanted, and then I was able to be like, "Here you go, dog." You know,
Good morning, high vibe. Happy Saturday. My voice doesn't sound like I'm happy about
you don't, man.
Saturday.
Your voice sound like when we get ready, like at the beginning of our recordings. I'd be like, man, if anybody is like just clicking on our stuff and they hear her, they gonna be like, this is a sad.
Somebody's excuse me. Somebody said that to me
Did
once.
they?
They was like, we were watching with no volume and y'all just don't look like y'all interested in the show. I was like, if you had listened with volume, I said that in the first 2 sentences.
Yeah.
This episode was boring.
This episode was brought to you by. um, yeah, man. I be trying to like you get excited throughout the episode. Like it gets better. It's like um
When things happen.
the audio trans I'm saying transaction. I'm thinking transaction, but transition
Hmm.
is what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
Like when it fades in and it gets louder and louder and louder. That's how you are when it comes to start.
Mm. Anywho, the only other thing that I said I wanted to talk about, or I didn't even tell you I wanted to talk about it, but that I thought we would talk about was Danaya Jackson.
Oh, I forgot about that, man. Yeah, we can talk about it. I watched the interview.
You watched both parts?
Yeah.
What did you think?
That girl needs some help. I think I like her, you know.
Hmm.
I think that she needed to she didn't necessarily need to do that podcast, but I'm glad she
You
did.
know why she needed to do it.
So she could sell some stuff.
Hmm.
But I'm glad that she did it because we got a different light of her. And then she's not in the I don't feel like she's in the shadow of um Mr. What's it, Derek Jackson.
Hmm.
You know. Yeah. She kind of shed light on a lot of things and I'm glad she talked about it.
I one thing about her interview bothered me a little bit because she didn't see it this way.
Excuse me.
Lateris, whatever his
I don't
name
know who
is,
you talking about.
the host,
Oh.
asked her if Derek said he would continue to um take care of her financially, you know, be all the husband things outside of not having sex with other women, would she have been okay with that? And she said no.
Yeah.
However, comma, that is exactly the life that you lived with this man and you were okay with it.
She was saying if he came to her and said that.
Yes.
That's the difference. He didn't come to her and say that.
Right, but she was still okay with it.
But
That's do you
but
get what I'm
I
saying?
don't think she was necessarily okay with it, right?
She was
Now hear me.
complicit in it.
Not, she was complacent, but that doesn't mean that she agreed completely with it. Um, I think her thing was, and we've all have done this before in some shape or form. You know, it may not be to your husband or to your wife, or it could be like to cookies or something like that. Something as simple as that.
Me too, Mona. I love LeBron.
What
Keep
about it?
going.
Oh,
I love LeBron. Period.
all right.
Period.
I love cookies. Period.
Finish what you
All
was saying, because that ain't what they talking
right.
about.
um, what was I saying? Oh, but like I just feel like her saying what she was doing was studying these girls or looking at these, like the idea that this man was recording himself. Like I always thought that was weird. Like, what you recording yourself with? Why are you recording yourself cheating? Right? I don't understand that. And if you was to record yourself, why wouldn't you record yourself with the person that you're supposed to have sex with?
My brain chuckled because you was like, "Why would you record yourself cheating?" I was like, "Cause it ain't cheating unless you get caught, and even when you get caught, it's not cheating if your name Derek Jackson."
But that's the definition of
No, I know
cheating.
it is the definition, but I'm
I
saying
mean,
because there was no repercussions.
but and that's the thing. That's why I was like, she wasn't okay with it. She was complacent with it because the repercussion of it was her trying to improve to be what he wanted.
Hmm.
That's
She said she loves cookies too. He gets
that's
so sidetracked so
yeah, I
easy.
do. I do. Squirrel.
Hmm.
But that's the idea of brainwashing.
Hmm.
He put some type of juju on her and was able to um basically do what he wanted to.
Hmm.
Um and that's unfair. That's the unfair part about it because he knew that, regardless of what's going on, I can continue on with this. You know.
Until I feel like I don't want to anymore,
Right. And that's manipulation at its finest.
which is crazy. That's why. That's the thing that I'm like. But you were okay with it because if you weren't okay with him cheating, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, all the other things that you claim to have not been okay with,
Yeah.
he still was the one that chose to divorce you,
Yeah.
and then called you a manipulator because you agreed with it and didn't fight. Right?
Yeah.
Wild.
Um I look at it as she didn't have the fight in her. Like, it was so hard for her to get away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Such a task for her because I mean, like, she, like, in the interview she explained, like, hey, we're living a life,
Mm-hmm.
and for me to leave this life, what am I willing to give up? You know, that's tough. Um, it's sad. It's a very sad situation. And sitting there listening to it, I was like, oh, this is rough. This is like listening to her explaining things and talking about things. That is a rough thing to hear that she had to go through.
High vibe, you're correct. I don't understand how you're going to coach me through infidelity because all you did was stay. You never made it to the other side.
I didn't think of it that way.
You never made it
Cause
to
how
the other
much is
side.
she selling them things for?
Um, she has, I think, a session. I mean, not session. Like, there's a package, and one of them is like five or seven
Yeah.
thousand dollars.
Only thing she needs is to sell one.
For what? Monthly expenses for the month?
Hey,
It ain't gonna get you
I
rich.
sold this.
With what you're selling, it ain't gonna get you rich.
I don't I guess I don't think of it as a you you the expert, right?
Hmm.
She's I think what she's doing is looking at it as this is the way that I was ultimately able to get out of this. Made it so uncomfortable or made whatever. I don't know how the coaching session goes or what it is or whatever, but her experience alone allows her to be some type of teacher.
All I feel like she can teach me is how to stay, because she still ultimately did not leave.
But isn't
She
that
got
what we
put out.
want?
What?
Don't we want people to stay together? We want people to not to cheat, but
That's the goal. I think you're missing the point.
but I don't know. I like the coaching session thing made sense to me.
Okay.
The price of it didn't, but the her having some type of coaching because I mean like you like to go to experience something, you can sell a person your experience,
Hmm.
you know?
And see, all I hear is, this is what I did when my husband was cheating on me.
And I mean like think about it like this and I hate to bring it up like this, but when I found out I wasn't a dad,
Hmm.
my experience of the process I had to go through, that's teachable.
Yeah, but that was a process to get out of
No,
it.
no, 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 no. I'm talking about the mental process. Because it could be a mental process that she's talking about. Like, this is what I did to keep my sanity. Because she talked about trying to suicidal thoughts. She talked about depression.
I'm gonna see what she
Or
says
I don't
she's
think she
selling.
said that she was clinically depressed, but her going to therapy and talking through some of the things and stuff like that. And I mean, that helps.
She is doing a infidelity recovery boot camp. It's called Healed.
Uh,
What does it say? I have no doubt that Derek chose his wife because she had the right type of personality, and he enjoyed walking all over her. While I have empathy for her, she needs long term therapy before she tries to coach anything other than a community t-ball team. No, ma'am. I agree.
well, she
Um,
gotta make some money too, man. How so let me ask this. How does she capitalize on this man's popularity and is his infidelity to better her lifestyle because now her lifestyle drastically changes?
okay, so
What
first,
does she do?
why is that what you have to
No, I'm asking
use the profit off of?
is it like if that was the case, if this is the only thing I got
Mhm.
is that I was married to him,
Mhm.
who's a very popular person. How do I capitalize off of my situation? Because at this point, I have to learn how to take care of myself. Because how long were they married?
They got married after us. I think they got married in like 18.
18.
Yeah.
So they was married for a few years, but they've been together for
Since they were 19.
yeah.
And
So
they're like 33 now.
yeah, so they've been together for a while. He's been taking care of things for a while. How do I, in turn, now make sure I'm able to take care of myself if my business was his? If my job was his.
I'm pulling this up. So she has 6 ways to heal and profit. That's a free download. Inner healing and strategies to profit from your pain, because your pain is valuable.
Yeah.
I'm rolling my eyes at that one. Um, Infidelity recovery. There are 4 parts. power of God, who is the healer. Oh, okay. Hold on. Introduction. The first step to healing after infidelity. In the three sections. Let's be real. I'll bust the windows out your car. Who hurt you? Uncovering unforgiveness, and then the power of forgiveness. Correct. And she had a job.
What could that man? We all know college degrees don't.
She had
But
a job.
time out for you get on me. It's we're in. She's a she knows the platform, right? She understands the platform,
Hmm.
right? If I know it, if I understand it, how do I capitalize off of it? Like I'm not saying because she has a college degree, she can't do X, Y, and Z. Like literally, August Love Story, 3 Amp Media was all a well, let me try something with my college degree. Like this developed and grew as I was getting another college degree.
Hmm.
So that aside, how did like my thing is I don't think we can say well she doesn't need to. The way that she is, we may not agree with, but my whole thing is how do you like great you're getting into media stuff. What else are you doing?
Okay, so I think if she had gotten into media stuff, like let's just say she flipped it and was like, I'm gonna start doing car videos, right?
Yeah,
I could get behind it
yeah,
because you are showing the people first-hand accounts of dealing with this type of man, right?
yeah,
And then you have an even bigger first-hand account because people are familiar
yeah,
with the man that you are talking about. And it is an interesting, um, timely conversation and use of your platform. I'm going to the Dear Future Wifey podcast to see how many views her videos have gotten.
cut your phone down.
I'm not playing them. Part one, 740,000. Part two, 541,000.
So
Right,
over 1 million views
collectively.
collectively on this
3 hour
two
interview.
3 hour interview.
So people care about what she has to say, right?
Right.
Or at least are curious. I don't want to say they care. They're
Yeah. Yeah.
curious. I don't My biggest thing I feel is that she's marketing herself from a place of a person who has healed from this.
Yeah.
And it is quite obvious that she is not.
Well, she feels healed.
It is quite obvious that she is not.
But I mean, and we talked about this earlier. It's not about what we think. It's
Mhm.
about what she feels in here in herself.
Right. I get that.
Like I said, I don't know. I'm not a person that's gonna be like, I'm gonna pay $5,000 to for a
For
person.
anything
Yeah, for a person. Well, it's some things I'll pay $5,000 for.
from
But
her. For
no,
anything
I'm
from
not
her.
gonna buy anything for 5,000. Like, like my whole thing is yes, she goes on this podcast, and this is a great podcast, by the way. Um, she goes on this podcast. She has to have something to offer, right? She
Mhm.
has to like sell a book, sell a t-shirt, sell glasses, sell your podcast, do something. You have to come with something.
None of those things. You see how you just gave her a whole marketing plan?
I'm just saying, it's she came. I said
Sell
something.
sell some t-shirts that say healed.
Right, that might come with the coaching session.
It doesn't. I looked at what comes with it. It doesn't. Give me a t-shirt, a coffee mug, a candle, a prayer journal. There's so many things that she could have sold that would have been a great money grab,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Shopify, Printify. She didn't even have to go and have this inventory in her house. She wrote a book. She can get some of them printed up on Derek's dime because
mhm,
he's gonna owe her some
yeah,
alimony.
yeah,
Thank God she went back and counterfiled for this divorce with the clause of infidelity because he just like it didn't work out. It didn't work out because you
because you
can't keep your
cheated.
penis at
Yeah,
home.
because you cheated.
But like you just gave her a list of things
Yeah.
that she could have sold that could have possibly actually been a bigger tool than you teaching them how to pray a curse on people. Cause I feel like she ain't healed from that either. Cause she doubled down on that in the thing.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm coming against people who are talking about my marriage. According to you, your marriage was over at that point.
I did. I don't know. Like everything that she was saying, was interesting because of we publicly saw and heard them go through what they're doing, and I mean it takes a strong chin to publicly go through something like that without you know completely going over the top. I think she responded in a manner that we always like, what, you know, and it's like your $5,000 coaching experience. I think you overshot that, but if somebody buy it, kudos to you. But going through your healing or being healed or feeling like that you're healed, okay, that's fair.
She can call me. We can put together a healing retreat.
Right.
I really do want to put together a retreat.
Man, I just want to sell some t-shirts and I want to write my book and you know,
I just want to use my travel agent credentials to put something together. I don't want to be on the planning floor of, what would be a good breakout session. I don't want to do none of that
yeah.
part.
Yeah.
But I want to do a retreat. Um maybe I'll make my birthday
Yeah.
retreat esque.
Yeah.
And by retreat esque, I just mean this catamaran boat ride.
Yeah.
I want to do it,
That's
everybody.
funny, man.
What did
But
Deshauna say? I need to figure out her new normal without hurting others. Her coaching wouldn't be anything other than trauma bonding while taking advantage of someone else who was also hurt. High Vibe said agreed. She can develop a following while she's healing. Like this was like a pressure cooker thing.
yeah.
And we need to simmer into you.
Like I mean, yeah,
Mona said writing a book and book signing tour is an excellent idea.
you got it,
And
Mona.
and she's got the, I'm a baby in Christ component of it. So get in on these church homecomings.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
A women's Bible study series.
yeah, like it's definitely avenues for her, and I mean that's just one avenue she chose to take. Like I expect her to develop a YouTube channel, and the following will come. Like she just has to go on there and talk like she, uh, I want to say like she got sense, but because she does have sense, but it's like you can't you can't veer left.
Sometimes I wonder because she stayed with this man from 19 to 33 and he's been cheating since
I
19.
mean, like that's
I don't want to say since, but
he's cheated a lot, basically.
he told her 10 women and it was really 10 times 10.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute here,
Hold
guys.
it, player.
Wait a minute.
No, but it's just, I think come with more things to sell because we understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
As grown adults, we understand that hey, there should be something for me to be able to get into if I follow you, if I'm supporting you. This is the way I show support is by giving.
Mm-hmm.
I may buy a t-shirt, I may buy a coffee mug, I may buy some sunglasses that you sell, a pen that you sell, book that you sell. I may buy those things because I enjoy listening to you, the message that you're bringing, the things that you're bringing into my life because I watch you for those things. Um, I think you graduate to coaching sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, me personally, but because she's there, it's like, okay, well, how you gonna sell this thing? Do you give a deep discount? Because people like to see I'm gonna give a 90% discount, but when I see 90% discount, I see this ain't selling the way you thought it was. because you shouldn't have to give a 90% discount on anything
unless you're trying to get rid of it.
unless you're trying to get rid of
And
it.
I'm not trying to get rid of a coaching
I'm not
session.
trying to get rid of a digital product because it's digital.
That too.
I made it one time.
Exactly.
The product is me sending you the link.
It's like Kev on stage. He jokes about those t-shirts that he made that don't sell well.
Yeah,
He was like, I got rid of them in a $5 sale.
yeah.
That's the 90% discount.
I wish we would sell more stuff.
Well, we don't have stuff just sitting around to get rid of.
Right. I'm
So
just saying, we just, we got to come with something. I always think about that. When we get invited to somebody's show or something like that, what do we come with other than these kids?
I'm tired of coming with them.
But that's it. That's life. They here.
They need to go to school. Both
Man,
of them.
I can't wait. I'm gonna be a nervous wreck when they go to school
Lily's
though.
going to school this fall.
Yay.
Praise God.
Yay. Um, but yeah, man, I think that was a great interview.
It was a great interview, but you see, we came up with all these things that are not a coaching session that Danaya should have started with. I hope this finds her well.
Well, I hope like if she, if she, it's like have your coaching session, but also have like do something, do more, right?
Hmm.
Start your podcast.
Hmm.
You
Just
know,
don't be cursing people on it.
yeah. People are gonna watch because, and people are gonna come because you of status, some sort.
Um, I think what'll end up, I what typically ends up happening is this like sensationalism surrounding her name is going to just bubble over and fizz out.
Yeah.
She says she's coming off like she's scheming. It does feel like a scheme that Todd set up.
Who's Todd?
It's a joke from Real Housewives of
Oh.
Atlanta. One of the aunties was like, it's a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bull.
Oh, that's funny. That is
And so every
hilarious.
time they say somebody's scheming, they be like, it's a scheme that
Like
Todd
Todd
set
said
up.
it.
Um,
I got you. I
no,
follow.
it does feel like a scheme though. Like
Oh no, yeah, it's schemish.
it feels very schemish, scamish. I'm coming in hot. Like she was like, I'm not doing other interviews because like Dear Future Wifey podcast was the perfect safe podcast, right? There was a person that was not going to question her on any of her parts in it. Although she did show accountability for what she did, which what she did was staying.
Hmm.
Watching these women, that's creepy.
And I mean, like
Stalking these
that's
women.
actually something to talk about with. I'm pretty sure she's talking about it with her therapist, but that's like if she's comfortable talking about that story, that's an actual, podcast topic. Like
That's a
let's
series.
talk about it, Um because the thing that I learned we go through that's why our podcast is important to me because it's my way of helping.
Whenever we get back to
Yeah,
podcasting.
we're gonna get back to it, man. We got the setup now. A little bit better. But it's my way of making sure me and you talk about things, but also if it's something that we said, something that we do, something that, is discussed, that could possibly help somebody that's watching it.
Hmm.
And all it takes is one person. I've done my job if I help one person,
Hmm.
and that's the point.
Hmm.
So I mean, like she can find things within this trauma that she's gone through. We can all find things that we see wrong, but she can find some type of light through all this negativity that she's gone through, and explain, hey, I stayed because I was afraid. Why were you afraid? And then get into that because we can't talk about that. We can always say negative things about her, but it's some positivity that comes out of the things, and it's some type of explanation as to why you did.
Hmm.
And she get into that. I think she has something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, what she do?
Nothing. She just standing at the top. Lily just woke up, y'all. She's like this. This is the longest we have gone in a long
Yeah,
time.
we like taking advantage of it.
Um, Good morning, Lily. You tell everybody good morning. No? Okay.
Okay. What's up, buddy? You okay?
Yeah, I just
You gotta turn around, man. You
I'm
gotta be
I'm
decent.
interested to see where this goes. I'm going to keep up. I If she starts selling shirts, I'll buy a shirt
I'm not gonna buy a
as long as
shirt.
they not $50.
I'm not gonna buy a shirt, but we need to start selling shirts
Okay.
and pens and pencils and books.
Okay.
Don't just say okay. I'm putting you on blast. It's Artika's fault, guys.
Okay.
I'm putting you on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's
Yep.
go on and get out of here, man, so we get this Saturday going.
Don't you usually end
Nah, you got it.
Saturdays?
Do it.
I think so.
Man, be off for a week, man. You just forget.
My brain not working.
Hey guys, once again, thank you for listening to today's coffee break. Hopefully, it was as good as it was to us, to you.
To us, to you.
We feeling a lot better this weekend. So I want you guys to go out there, enjoy your weekend. Actually, next week, just be on it. Just watch the post because we're posting if we're
We'll
gonna
post
do
once we figure out how our lives are gonna
how
go.
everything's gonna go. We're gonna vlog the reunion, so look out for that video. We're actually gonna start recording for the new podcast season, so that's gonna be exciting when we release that. And I'm not sure if we're doing Jack and Glenn this week.
I
Uh,
haven't watched an
I
episode.
haven't watched this week's episode of Married at
I
First
said
Sight.
I was out until reunion.
Yeah, so we we don't know yet.
They want to tell me what happened.
But hey, if you guys would just go back and watch some of the old stuff that we got and comment and everything like that. Share this out and tell people about the coffee breaks, man, because we're gonna consistently do that. And we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for wishing us better health. And yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
Bye,
Peace.
y'all.
Tell everybody bye bye. All
I
right.
don't know if they heard
I
us.
don't either.
All right, y'all. Bye.
Bye bye.